Muslim convert talks about Christmas. So that is the video that we will be reacting to today, and let's go. So this video is posted by Samantha Dixon on December 16. So this is prior to Christmas. Right now it's already a new year. And by the title, she is a Muslim convert or revert, talking about Christmas. I'm assuming she used to be Christian or her family is still Christian, so that is why the topics become the topic of the video. So without further ado, let's go and see what she have to say about it.
Assalamu alaikum everybody, my name is Samantha Dixon. I am an American Muslim convert and I'm also a YouTuber. So today I wanted to do a video for you guys to talk about something that is pretty heavily discussed this time of year in the convert community of the Muslims, and that would be Christmas. Because, well, let's be honest, a lot of us came from either Christian households or American households, and a lot of people celebrate Christmas, even if it's not for religious purposes. It's a tradition in the American culture to spend time with your family, get gifts, eat a lot of food, you know. So it can be hard this time of year, especially when you're a new Muslim and you convert on your own, so you don't necessarily have a family to deal with this change. It is a little bit of a culture change. For me personally, it wasn't as hard because I got married in my first year after becoming Muslim. So I immediately had like a life partner and a network of in-laws that were Muslim to help me navigate through this time of year.
Okay, I'm not sure what type of difficulty she's referring to because she didn't specify yet. I'm assuming, is it the food or is it the culture itself or what?
In my family that does celebrate Christmas, they're also very supportive of my religion and my choices and stuff. So it was relatively easy for me, but for some people that's not always the case. When you're a new Muslim and your family is a different religion, you don't want to disrespect them. You want them to respect your choices, but at the same time you don't want to hurt their feelings. So it can be hard. So when you have family members that want to give you or your kids Christmas presents, me personally, how I address the situation is I accept them, but I will say that there is an understanding that this is not a Christmas present. I don't personally receive gifts, but my mother, for example, will buy gifts for my kids because she buys presents for all of the grandkids. So she will tell my kids, you know, I love you and I don't want you left out, so these are for you guys too. But she's in the understanding, and my kids are also in the understanding, that these are not Christmas presents. These are I love you presents.
Okay, so that's the context, because obviously I have never celebrated Christmas or have any experiences with Christmas myself. Sure, so this is the context that for example, receiving gift, is this part of celebrating? Yeah, basically the background is we shouldn't celebrate, or when we say celebrate, we meaning that's the discussion about when you celebrate something, you acknowledge the validity of that ceremony or celebration, right? And the foundation behind Christmas, not the what you call, it's now a commercial thing, right? But it definitely goes back to acknowledging something about Jesus. So yeah, I think that is some discussion leading towards we shouldn't celebrate certain other religious invalid celebration, right? From Muslim perspective, right? Okay. Yeah, so that's one context. If you have families that celebrate and give gift for, should you accept it? I'm not sure what is the how to say jumhur or the commonly accepted view on that. I have never get into that discussion because here, from Muslim perspective, from Muslim majority country, we do not face this kind of discussion. Hence, for the most part, we are lack of we have severe lack of understanding of this discussion. So yeah, this is interesting for me to know that someone out there is facing this kind of question.
You know what I mean? And it's important to remember that in Islam, intentions are everything. So you do your best and it is acknowledged. That's really important. So as a new Muslim, you try to do what you can. You know, you try to not completely disassociate yourself from your family, you know, and your friends and everything that you've always known, but you're trying to be the best Muslim that you can be. So do I decorate my house for Christmas? No. Do I buy gifts for my kids for Christmas? No. Do I even say Merry Christmas? No, I don't. If you tell me Merry Christmas, I will respond with Happy Holidays, because it is a vague response that doesn't directly say I'm celebrating Christmas, but it's showing that I respect your choice too, and everybody else's whatever holiday is around this time of year, because there are a lot. It's not just Christian holidays, you guys. And
Okay, so I think even in Malaysia recently there's a discussion. It has been for several years. Can we actually say Merry Christmas? And this topic becomes something that because from the majority Muslim here, right? Because that is not part of the norm. So normally we don't even discuss it. We just assume, why would you ever want to say that to your Christian friend, for example, right? Because most of us do not even have Christian friends. But when there are people having Christian family members, friends, close friends, etc., and it becomes a valid discussion, because for them it is quite, meaning they could not understand, why wouldn't you just, it's not like they are asking us to celebrate it as such, right? But just wishing well on the ceremony, right? Something like Merry Christmas. Is it a Muslim cannot even say that. From this video, I think the view that she hold on to is we should avoid it, and normally many Muslims use that view, but there are longer discussion. Maybe I'm not sure if we will just go, because on the right panel on this YouTube video there's a Mufti Menk comment on wish others Merry Christmas. Maybe after this we straight go to that to see what is to ulama saying about it.
The Muslim holidays go on the lunar calendar, so it will rotate around the year and eventually be right around this time anyways too. So if I say Happy Holidays, I could be talking about mine. But the important thing is to know that you know, when people say Happy Holidays instead of Merry Christmas, it's not out of disrespect. It's directly for the purpose of trying to be respectful. Because I could say, I don't celebrate Christmas, but you have a good day instead, you know, and that would just come off not nice. So instead I say Happy Holidays, and I would appreciate if everybody would just accept that for what it is and keep it moving, because that's all you're getting out of me. A lot of new Muslims, they aren't as confident in their deen, and they'll try to people please and make everybody happy, maybe just to, you know, because you don't want to rock the boat with your family and your friends, and you know, you don't want to feel attacked from the Muslim community for trying to appease your family. So it's a really hard balance to keep, because you feel like you're in the middle. I think that as long as you know what your intentions are and you're doing your best, that it's okay. So I would suggest don't decorate, you know, don't wrap presents and you know, do all that good stuff. But like, for example, I'm wearing red and green today. I was wearing this red scarf earlier, and then I put this green shirt on because it had long sleeves, and at first it was not intentional, but at some point before I started this video I had realized that these colors are technically like signature Christmas colors, but I don't celebrate Christmas. So if I'm walking down the street and I'm wearing these two items, the assumption should not be that I'm a Muslim that's being haram, you know, or whatever, because I'm practicing celebrating Christmas. I don't know. I mean, even if you make an assumption about me, I don't personally care, but I'm just saying, don't badger our Muslims, you know, brothers and sisters you don't know, it's new. When it's new, it's hard. You know, you're doing your best. So do we celebrate Christmas? No. But do we respect the fact that other people do? Yes. And that's good enough. That's fine. We want you guys to respect our Eid, and so we respect your Christmas, and that's good enough. I don't know. That's I think that's it that I have on this topic for you guys today. If you want to discuss this a little bit further, hit me up. And as always, you guys know I love you so much, and I appreciate you for watching. Look forward to more good stuff. And as always, assalamu alaikum. See you guys soon.
Walaikum salam. Okay, so that was her comment. It is a real struggle for those who are involved, I assume, right? So it's easy for me to comment something because I'm not facing such difficulties, right? I think some of the comment about some Muslim judging others meaning other Muslim, or you're not practicing enough, you are etc, right? Yeah, that's some problem on its own. But anyway, not to make this video too much long, because but I'll go straight, because I'm not going to comment on the how to say, the halal and haram aspect, right? Because I'm not an ulama or mufti, etc, right? That's not my field. So we will just go into someone who knows better, just because on the right here there's suggested video by Mufti Menk, so we'll go straight into that.
I'm sure you heard of this issue of Merry Christmas. Did you hear it? You heard it. Oh, so people started saying Mufti Menk said you shouldn't say Merry Christmas to the Christians. I'm sure you heard that. Why do you want to just take a small piece of the statement and hold it out like this and make it seem like we are people who do not believe in, you know, a multicultural coexistence, multi-religious coexistence and so on? Let me tell you, I was asked about it recently in Singapore. And the reason I'm making mention of this is to show you that, look, we're not stupid. But sometimes people who want to look at it based on how the media has portrayed it may come to a decision or a conclusion that is not enlightened. They haven't considered everything. So what happened? You see, I grew up in Zimbabwe. We interacted from a young age with the Hindus, the Christians, the Jews, those who are from the African traditional faiths and so on, and we got along. We mixed in the schools from a young age, and as I grew up, I went to a high school that was purely Christian Catholic. That was the best option we actually had. They allowed me whatever I had, and obviously we catered for them, they catered for us. There was a lot of respect, and that's how we developed, okay? However, when it came to Christmas, there were so many Christians who didn't believe in it. They said, no ways, this is wrong. I recall a young boy, I even know his name, and he was with me. He didn't used to like to participate in religious studies because he belonged to a certain sect of Christianity. And he used to say, these guys don't know what they're talking about because X, Y, and Z, and he gave his reasons. That's not the topic today. But there are Christians who don't believe in Christmas. They don't participate in it. Is there anything wrong if they don't believe in Christmas, Christians? There's nothing wrong. They didn't participate in it. There's nothing wrong. But the minute they put a block on someone else who believes otherwise, then there's a problem. That's what we're saying. So the question you have to ask yourself, did you stop people from celebrating what they want? No. Did you ban them? No. Did you disallow them? Did you spread hatred against them? No. All you said is, lakum dinukum waliya din. You have your faith and I have mine. So as we grew up, there were a few Hindus who were with me at school. One of them used to eat beef, and I asked him, I said, how come you eat beef? Isn't this supposed to be one of the gods that you consider, a god, with respect to them, with due respect to them? But he says, no, this is a special beef. I didn't understand that, but it was just that, okay, I'm not such a strict Hindu. That's what it meant. There were other Hindus who would tell him, listen, you are wrong. There were other Hindus who told him you are wrong. And there were other Hindus who tried to correct him. But he kept on eating it. And then when it came to Eid al-Adha of the Muslimin, they would never congratulate us. Why? Because We are sacrificing or slaughtering their God, so to speak. We never ever felt bad. Don't expect, and please don't expect a Hindu to tell you Eid Mubarak at Eid al-Adha. Respect them and understand that what you are doing is blasphemous to them, but they've allowed you to continue. It doesn't mean they hate or they are intolerant. It just means that they believe differently and they have a separate system of belief, and it would be insulting to them to actually come onto this side here and tell you, look, as much as you cutting my God, but well done, welcome, enjoy it, you know, enjoy that. You don't expect it. Come on, use your brain. This is what tolerance and coexistence is all about. It's not about a statement. It's more about allowing them to believe what they have to, with respect, in a way that you respect what they have as well. That's all it is. So what happened is, as time passed, it was amazing, because when it comes to the other faiths, we found the same. People didn't participate in some rituals of other faiths. That did not make them bigots, but they respected each other. There was a young man who became a Muslim from the Hindus. The day they were, you know, when they die, what happens is they burn the body. They cremate that body. So this young man, his father had died, and they were cremating the body, and they asked him as the oldest son to actually light the fire. And he said, look, as much as you want me to do it, and that's my father, I'm sorry, it goes against my beliefs. And it caused a commotion until some of those who were wise, who knew, they said, look, that's the man's beliefs. Come on, leave him. Let the next son do it. How can you impose on him some... The idea is to coexist with your difference. That's what makes you a rainbow nation. That's what it is. But you don't shove your opinion down the throats of others. Just like now, in the Western world, they are banning you from covering your hair in some countries. That would create another problem. Why? Like the Honorable Minister said, it would make people feel that they are at war with the system, because, hey, you know what, this is my basic right to believe something. I believe this is wrong, I believe this is right. That's the idea. So, from among the Muslims, there are those who believe that it's okay to participate in Christmas. And from among the Christians, there are those who believe that it's not okay to participate in Christmas. Look at the irony. But the idea is, if you believe that, by all means go ahead. You are answerable to Allah, not to me. If this one believes otherwise, go ahead, but please don't impose it on me. If I don't want, it's one of those things. Come on. You know, live and let live. Today, the problem is with all parties. We believe we are the only ones who are right. So we want to shove our opinions down the throats of the rest of the world. If not, they are the problem, they are the terrorists, they are the issue, they are this, that. Watch out. The words you are using will be used against you as well. Be careful. So this is why we say, as I grew up, you know, still we used to sit and eat together as young boys. College. You know, you have your lunch, they have their lunch. We knew that if you have a beef burger, please don't offer it to the Hindus. It's insulting. It's blasphemous. They would actually feel so hurt. Don't. Would you ever, if you have Hindu friends, actually tell them, hey, have some beef? I don't think so. Exactly the same could be said about pork and the Muslims. Do you agree? Imagine if your friend says, this is a pork burger, come on, bacon tastes nice, you know, come on, you know. How would you feel? They respect you, you get along with them, you build the nation, you contribute towards the building of the nation together. Do you know that? But you have different dietary restrictions which are respected. So, this is something that we need to talk about. It's got nothing to do with this person is intolerant. There is a big difference between difference of opinion and intolerance. Very big. I can differ with you right now. I can differ with you on 100 matters, but I'm so tolerant. I promote tolerance. I promote coexistence. I promote the fact that all of us should contribute towards the development of our nation. Here in Malaysia, you have people, you have the Chinese, you have the Malays. On the other hand, you have Muslims, you have Buddhists, you have perhaps people who belong to Christianity, maybe even, you know, Jewish people, whatever other faiths. I don't know how the nation is made in terms of, you know, the various faiths, but I'm sure there are more than 20 or 30 different faiths. Look at the civil service. You will have people belonging to every race and to every religion, and they are serving the nation. That's what they're doing. What are they doing? Serving the nation.
Okay, that is interesting, because that video is in Malaysia. I didn't know that. So when he came here and there's a question with regard to wishing Merry Christmas, and that's so yeah, I didn't interrupt his comment there, because I think might as well you just hear directly from him, right? What he said. Just my comment is what he said. And but I think that is a good perspective to have, in the sense that when you shouldn't force, for example, Muslims shouldn't force non-Muslim to say Eid Mubarak to us, right? Why, right? They didn't celebrate it. What's the problem, right? So vice versa, I guess. But this I think this issue is a different question. It's not addressing can Muslims say Merry Christmas. It's more on the question of should we force Muslim to say Merry Christmas, right? Yeah, why should you? Just like why should you force someone to say something about certain other religious celebration? Anyway, so that is originally we reacted to the, I think, Samantha Dixon just now, on her story of facing the period of Christmas, when they still have relatives that are Christians and celebrating Christmas, and how to deal with not celebrating, right? Because the issue is, when you celebrate, as a Muslim, we cannot actually celebrate we can celebrate cultural thing, but we cannot celebrate religious thing that directly or indirectly acknowledge the validity of that religion, right? Because that's our belief. Just like we don't expect others to do something that directly acknowledge our validity of religion, something like that, right? But because we have Chinese, that's not really a problem. When they have Chinese New Year, it's cultural, it's not directly a religion, right? So but Christmas is directly religion. So yeah, but anyway, so my comment is just whatever Mufti Menk commented just now, take that, and I think there's a lot of wise and wisdom there, and I think that's it. Not many comment on this one. Thank you for watching. See you next time.